how to change a starter, this little bastard right here, on a 2000 Ford Mustang. It's a 3.8 V6. Yes, it is the shittier model, but it does what I want it to do, and I'm gonna end up turboing it. I was thinking about twin turboing, but I want to get just single turbo, 7 pounds of boost, put 22-pound fuel injectors with some short tube headers, and then just straight pipe it out to the sides. I want to do it one way where literally it'll come out right here, it'll let it come out, and then it'll go straight up. So it'll be like up here. That's what I would like to do. Or I could do it out the back, and I could shoot it up the back. That would be cool too. But I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. This Mustang is my baby. One thing first, I gotta change this. But your cold air intake, if you run a cold air intake, make sure that if you make it shoot out here, make sure you have a fender well. You see, I don't have one. So my cold air intake was shooting out right here. Okay, when it shot out right here, anytime it would rain, the filter would get wet, causing my engine to spit and sputter and me not go anywhere. But yeah, let's dive into the starter and how to replace it. I've already got it off and I already got it replaced, but I will show you guys how to do it. So here's the actual starter. So what the issue was is right up in here, in between this metal part and the gear, it was grinding in there. So that's not, you can't have that. See, it's just gonna grind. And you can see where I've been grinding it a little bit. Yeah, let me get it better. But that was what was wrong. So you got these two bolts, one right here and one right here. Those two bolts are a 1/2 inch. So these two bolts are just going to bolt up to the car. Actually, okay, let me see, position this here. On this side right here, you're going to have your bolt coming out with a little, it's like literally a bolt that screws in, and then it's going to have a bolt right here that you connect to wrench it, ratchet, whatever. Then you're going to have a little bit of extender part right here. That extender part to the bolt is to where you can put your ground wire on, and then put a 7/16, or not 7/16, correction, 9/16 bolt onto there and tighten up the ground. And then you'll have your part right here. Two power wires is this one right here and this one right here. And this one's a 10 millimeter, and I think this one was a 14. I'm not sure. Kind of forgot. Okay, let me show you. It's on the passenger side. Underneath. Let me get up underneath here. Up underneath, and it's gonna be right there. So, oil pan is right there. And then you got your starter. And by the way, this is a 13, I think. Oh no, it looks like it would be a 15. It's not a 14. So I'm pretty sure it'll be a 15. And sure enough, it is a 15. Perfectly snug. So to change your oil, easier to do than not. To have somebody else do it, it's easier for you to do it. It's a 15. It's located pointing towards the passenger side. Alright, let's dive in on the starter, okay? Here's what I was talking about. That bolt right there is a 9/16 bolt. Then you got your ground wire right here, and that'll go on to a 1/2 inch. So you'll take this off first, your 9/16, take it off, take a ground wire off, then you'll take a 1/2 inch and take that loose. Now, suggestion for the other side, because you can barely see the other side. I don't know if you can see it. It's back up in here. Right. Let's see if I can put it right there. So, what I had to do is take a swivel socket. This little bastard right here. The swivel socket will fit on there, and you can take it off that way. Now my extenders, I didn't have another extender, otherwise I could have made my job a lot easier and I wouldn't have to have a swivel. I could have connected it right there onto this bolt and shot it all the way out in between the frame. So I could have had a shootout right here, and I could have just got it off easily. So if you see this on yours, do that. It's a lot easier than what I had to go through. I went through paint and measure, haven't had my Mustang started. I have started it once, but I will show you guys I'm going to start it again. Let you listen to how loud it is, because it'll be nice. It's nice so far. Okay, so back to this. You'll take that one off, and then you'll pull the starter out. The power wire is behind, so you're going to have to pull this out. Once you pull it out, you're going to have a hard time with your brake lines, because you got your two brake lines right here. I've got this part of the frame, and as does everybody has this part of the frame, obviously, but this part of the frame right here is what's going to be your problem. So to pull, you guys pull the starter down, and you can pull these a little bit and wedge it. What I did was I got one side over this, and then just basically pulled these to the side a little bit and try to wedge it and maneuver it a little bit, and it came right down. Then, like I said, you're gonna have a 10, and I think it was a 14 to disconnect the power. Okay, once you got the power down, you get your new starter. You now work, so everything you did just before, you're going to do backwards. So you're going to connect the two power wires. I suggest to put the 10mm on first, and then do the 14. Then you're going to have to put the bottom part right there, this bottom part, up there first. So you get that up there, then you're going to be fine. When you stick this in, it's hard because you got to turn and push up. Well, you only got one hand space, because of that little gap right there. You only got one hand space, so you got to do it while trying to start this nut. Once you start that nut, you'll be fine, because you can tighten this down and then turn it and tighten it until it gets to the right spot. Then you can stick your other bolts in. I got mad at the first time and I wasn't thinking straight, and I didn't think about doing it that way, but that's how you do it. Okay, so I basically just went over it. I couldn't take a video because I didn't have a GoPro or anything of showing you how I did it, but I will be showing on how I will be doing the rest of my work on this Mustang. My Mustang, like I said, I don't know if you guys can see, but I just got it straight piped. Rough weld. My friend who barely knew how to weld did that, but it's fine. It goes straight out, and I got it angling towards the sides. I don't have an X pipe, because currently my X pipe is right there, but I'm probably in a little bit going to try to see if I can turn those in, pointing me to see if I can get it in there. If I can't, oh well, so be it. It is what it is. But that's how you change the starter. I'm going to be doing more tutorials, probably on how to change the oil pan gasket. Good thing about the oil pan gasket is, from my understanding, you don't have to drop the transmission, so more power to us. But yeah, that is how you do it. I'm going to start the Mustang to where you guys can hear what it sounds like. I suggest get a floor jack, not one of those. Those are hard to pull up and down, but it works. Next thing I'm probably gonna do is take my valve covers off, paint them. I'm going to put on my cold air intake again. Probably before I put my cold air intake, I'm gonna take this off, clean it, paint it red. And let me start my engine. So this is it running. It is loud. That's how you change the starter. Have fun.